Well, Nico Harrison. You know what's funny? This guy really put unemployed on his bio on Instagram after he got fired from the Dallas Mavericks. But hey, man, you did it to yourself. Now, I know a lot of analysts are saying, hey, we're scapegoating Nico for what he's been doing. He built the roster. They almost made the NBA, the championship, and all that stuff, which is, yeah, man, we can't take away from what he did then. But also, at the same time, you traded away the main guy from that team and you trade him to the Los Angeles Lakers. So, obviously, that's going to overshadow the work you did. And it's a pretty bad thing, dude. That's a fireable move. That's an offense to get you terminated from your job. And that's what the Dallas Mavericks just did, dude, because you did it to yourself. You said defense wins you championships. You traded for an old man guy that's super injury prone. Like, you did that. You came up with the trade, man. You brought up the trade to the Lakers, and the Lakers are saying, what? Obviously, I'm going to do it because it's Luka Doncic. Like, what are you... Dude, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself, man. That's on you, man. Now look at what the Dallas Mavericks are right now because you put them on that hole. Now that you're fired, the Dallas Mavericks a record right now. They are 3-9 and they're 14th in the Western Conference. Like, this team is trash. They are decent defensively. Like you said, they're actually not that bad defensively. The problem is they have the worst offense in the league. Because you trade away a generational talent like that. And yeah, people are going to say, oh, just wait until Kyrie Irving comes back. Dude, how many times do I have to tell you guys, Kyrie Irving is not the type of player y'all think he actually is. Like, he is best utilized as a scorer or a second option scorer. He can't facilitate for others. He can't create gravity off himself to get others wide open like Luka Doncic can. He's getting old as well, dude. Kyrie's really good, but he's best utilized as a second option scorer on a championship team, not a number one guy. Like Anthony Davis, he's been heavily disrespected. Don't get me wrong, he's been heavily disrespected, but like he's just not suited well with this team because it's not built around him well. Imagine if you had number 77 on this team. They would be probably the second best team in the West right now. But you trade him to a cross rival, the Los Angeles Lakers. And look at what Luka Doncic has been doing. Man, this is just a step to revenge. Now, I'm not saying the Lakers are going to win the entire thing. I'll be so surprised if they win. I think they are probably the fifth best team in the West. I would still take OKC. I'll still take Denver. I will still take the Houston Rockets. And then you can debate me between them or the Spurs for them and the Minnesota Timberwolves as well. Shows how stacked the Western Conference is. But, dude, that doesn't mean it's not enjoyable to see what Luka Doncic has been doing this season. Now, they just played OKC, so obviously his stats are going to go down. But Luka Doncic is averaging 35 points per game, 9 rebounds, 8 assists on about... I'm going to pull up Basketball Reference. They have not updated it. They have not updated Basketball Reference right now. But Luka Doncic so far this season, he's shooting pretty poor from 3. But he's shooting 65% from 2, which is a career high. He's so efficient from mid-range, dude. He's super efficient from mid-range. And he's just dominating the season without LeBron. And the Lakers are 8-4. Yeah. That's good, dude. I think they're top 4 in the Western Conference right now. And the West is the West. Like, that's a stacked conference to be in. And they're without LeBron, obviously, right now. But, like, dude, Luka Doncic is just ridiculous. And he's in shape now because y'all bullied him in the offseason because he was fat Luka. But now he's in shape and all that kind of stuff. He's playing with a chip on his shoulder to say, hey, I'm still this guy. You traded me. That's on you. I'm still this guy. And look what he's doing, man. Look what he's doing. Like, he just needed a training camp with this team. And they're going to go pretty far right now. Because you just traded him, you idiots. Like, I called it. I said, dude, this is probably the worst trade in NBA history because you just make these boneheaded decisions. Like, why would you do this? What was going through your mind when you had to make this decision, dude? Like, I'm trying to wonder that. Was just your pride got the best of you? Your ego was too big of a thing for you? Like, what the fuck were you? What were you on, dude? What were you on? Like, look at what Luka's been doing, dude. Like, what? It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense for me in the first place when they actually decided to make this trade. Now look at what Luka Doncic has been doing. It scares me, dude. It scares me. Hey, you didn't even trade him when he was actually going into this prime. He was 26 when you traded him. Could you imagine? I'm not gonna lie. Could you imagine if the Cleveland Cavaliers traded LeBron James after 2009? Like, not just trade him to like the Chicago Bulls. Trade him to like not even the Boston Celtics, because I mean they were really good down at that time, but like the Chicago Bulls or the Detroit Pistons or even like the Miami Heat. Could you imagine that, dude? The New York Knicks. Like, could you imagine that? That's just so stupid, dude. You just don't do that. Could you imagine if the 89 Chicago Bulls decided to trade Michael Jordan to the New York Knicks? You just don't do that. Could you imagine if the Lakers decided to trade Kobe freaking Bryant after 2008 to the San Antonio Spurs? Actually, no, that would be insane, not gonna lie. Yeah, trade Kobe Bryant in 2008 to the Sacramento Kings? The Houston Rockets? Could you imagine him doing that? That's exactly what you just did, dude. It doesn't make sense. You just don't do that. You just don't do that type of stuff at all. And that got you fired from your job. Now, I know, yeah, you did a lot of good things, man. We can't ignore that. But when you make a boneheaded decision like that, not even a boneheaded, just a stupidity, dumb move like that, that's going to be what you're known for after you lose this job. Not from the good stuff. The bad thing is going to overtake that. It will overshadow. It's like the greater than less than sign. Like the Luka Doncic trade will always be that one thing that's sticking out. Not even that. You let go of Jalen Brunson. Look what he's going right now. Kristaps Porzingis, he's an NBA champion. Like, dude, it's not like you had a flawless resume before you traded Luka. Oh, man. So silly. So silly, dude. So silly, man. Now, the second thing I wanted to discuss is just really about so far what I think about the NBA season. I mean, I honestly, personally, for me, I have not watched a lot of the NBA. I try to stay into it, but honestly, like I'm getting to a point in my life where I'm just like, it's cool and all. Like it's fun to watch the NBA, but there's not a necessity for me to watch it literally every single day. And because obviously I have other things going on my entire life, but also it's just like my interest has fallen off and is going to another sport, aka the National Football League, which is just way more interesting to watch right now. Heck, could you imagine if the Cincinnati Bengals traded Joe freaking Burrow to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Like, I honestly would not mind that. But like, come on, dude. You just doesn't make sense at all, dude. It just not make sense. But like, looking at the current state of the NBA, like the Detroit Pistons are probably gonna run with the number one seed. I'm not gonna lie. They look very, very good right now. Like Kate Cunningham is playing out of his mind right now. This team is fitting. Jalen Duren has been playing really well. Asar Thompson is one of my favorite players in the entire league. Like, I have not watched a lot of. I know Duncan Robinson's on this team right now, but like they have looked very, very good this season. I'm gonna pull up their last box score against the Chicago Bulls, and like again, oh, did Kate not play? But I see Duncan Robinson. I see him, man. Paul Reed is on this team. Like, dude, this team is looking really, really good. My issue is, will they be able to sustain this in a postseason setting? Have they learned from their mistakes against the New York Knicks last year? Because I picked them to win that series. I like Detroit way more than New York, and I still do. But I just wonder if that will carry on to a postseason setting. And I need to see that continuously throughout the entire season. The Cleveland Cavaliers, honestly, I mean, injuries obviously started off the season with them, but I think they'll be all right. I think they're probably going to be a top 3 seed in the league, but I think they'll be all right. The New York Knicks, I mean, a little disappointing that they're not the best team in the East right now in terms of records, but I mean, obviously, you still probably have one of the best players in the league, Jalen Brunson. You have a really good roster. Mike Brown makes such a big difference with this roster because, like, obviously, Tibbs is gonna play those guys until they die. Mike Brown actually spreads the minutes out for this roster, and guys are able to play, you know, a short amount of minutes, but play in spurts instead of just playing a hefty amount of minutes. That makes such a big difference. The Philadelphia 76ers, I mean, their backcourt is set for the future. They have a very nice young core with them. The problem is you have an injury-prone 30 like something year old center on your team that honestly I don't know how longer he's gonna play for. And also you still have Paul George, and I just don't really see him with this roster for any longer, to be honest. The Atlanta Hawks, I mean, Trae Young's out, but they honestly looked all right. Like, this is kind of what I expected from them. Like, they looked pretty good. I just don't think they're gonna be able to win a championship because I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it with this team. The Miami Heat, dude. Oh, I gotta make an individual for a video about these guys, but the Miami Heat have really surprised me this season. They really have. Like, this team is so much more fun to watch. This is the first time I've seen fun from this team in a regular season, not playoffs. Regular season since 2022. I'm not lying to you guys. This team is so fun to watch. The addition of Norman Powell is bigger than what people said. I said it was going to be pretty big for this team. Get a guy like Norman Powell. But like the game against the Cavs, not tonight, but last game, that was probably the game of the year. Like with the Wiggins game winner, the Donovan Mitchell crazy shot, guys just continuously going off on this team. Like, this Heat team is so fun to watch, and it's without Hero, our best scorer. So this is insane. And Bam has missed a few games as well, and they're 7-5, and it's a respectable 7-5 because they've beaten good teams. So, like, yeah, deserves some more credit. The Milwaukee Bucks, I mean, Giannis should be in the MVP race. I think he should be top 2. And, like, the fact that, like, I mean, Ryan Reynolds is such a big addition for this team. But, I mean, obviously, like, I just don't see them winning. They don't have enough play around Giannis, and I just don't think Doc Rivers is the right coach for them. The Toronto Raptors, I mean, they started the season a little bit slow, but they have gone on a win streak so far this season, and they've looked pretty promising. They have won, like, 5 of their last 6 games, I think. Yeah, so they look pretty impressive right now, and they can go honestly a little bit higher because they have probably they have the 29th easiest schedule to end the season off. Yeah, man, this team is promising. The Chicago Bulls as well have also been pretty surprising to me. I think they've been playing pretty good as well. You know, obviously they're on a 4-game losing streak, but they start off the season very, very hot. Montez Bucelis is really fun. Like, he is one of the most fun players in the league to watch. AK-47 2.0. Josh Giddey, like, he's proven the haters wrong. He's playing very well this season. Nikola Vucevic has been playing really, really well as well from what I last checked. And yeah, this team has been pretty surprising to me. The Orlando Magic, I know they just beat the New York Knicks, but they have been one of the more disappointing teams so far in the Eastern Conference. I just don't think they're as good as I thought they would be so far. And it's still very early in the season. It's still November, guys. But I mean, they're on a 2-game winning streak right now. I mean, they won on a Desmond Bain game winner a few nights ago. They beat the Knicks in MSG, but like, I just need to see more consistency from this Orlando Magic team. The Celtics, obviously, without Jason Tatum, is really showcasing the flaws of this team without a dynamic playmaker on the team. It shows how much better Jason Tatum is than Jaylen Brown, honestly. Like, his presence is a big deal. Like, Jason Tatum, with his playmaking ability, his defense, his scoring ability, I just think his presence missing kind of hurts his team to where they are 11th in the East. I mean, they're still respectable in terms of what they got. And Derek White has just kind of sucked this season. Maybe just needs to be in a better headspace when Tatum comes back. It might just be one of those mental things rather than just him as a player. So yeah. And obviously the Hornets are the Hornets. And then you have the three worst teams in the league, which are the Brooklyn Nets, unsurprisingly, the Washington Wizards, unsurprisingly, but they're still a little bit promising. And the Pacers, I mean, without Tyrese Halliburton, shows how much importance he has to that team. But they're also dealing with a lot of injuries with that team. So, and they've had a pretty tough schedule to start the season. I mean, playing Denver and OKC is not, and Golden State, like that's not very easy. Now on to the Western Conference. Let's start off bottom. The Pelicans suck. Like they're just bad, dude. You know, Zion, there's so much hype on him. He's just not been, he's been mid. Like he's been fine. Jordan Poole's been playing pretty good from the games I've seen. But this team has kind of sucked. The Dallas Mavericks, I already said what I need to say. They suck. Like they just suck, dude. Cooper Flag, he will get its development. Obviously, the presence with Nico Harrison being fired might change the direction with this team going into this season. And they might make some more changes. I mean, will they trade Anthony Davis? Will they trade any of these other guys? The Sacramento Kings might be the worst team in the league. They're probably a bottom 3 team in the league. They've been pretty bad. And it sucks because Russell Westbrook is on this team. And he does not deserve to be on a shitty organization like the Sacramento Kings, dude. The Clippers, I'm surprised they are this low. I thought they'd be a little bit higher. But I guess they just have not been as good as I thought. Obviously, they play the Nuggets. They're not going to be the Nuggets. The Nuggets are one of the best teams in the league. But, like, I'm surprised that they are not playing as well as I thought they are. I guess maybe they just kind of suck. I mean, obviously, Bradley Beal went out with that season-ending fractured hip. But, he's still, like, I don't know, man. He didn't play that great. But, yeah, man, Clippers have been really weird, dude. Memphis, Ja Morant. Where is he going? Seriously, that's the one thing I can say. Where's Ja Morant going? Just trade him. Just trade him. He's trying to pull a Jimmy Butler. Just trade him. He's not playing. He can play way better than this. I mean, he obviously had input for getting Taylor Jenkins removed. The new coach is all right, I guess. But, like, this Grizzlies team, honestly, I just don't see them going any further longer. Trade this man to Phoenix. Seriously, I would love to see him on the Phoenix Suns. The Golden State Warriors start the season very, very hot. Then they've been playing pretty mediocre now. I know they just beat the Spurs, but that was just because Steph Curry, dude. He's probably the best player of all time. But, like, they have been fine, I guess. I mean, they need to win road games. But they got their asses whooped by OKC last night. But that's not on them. That just shows how great OKC is, dude. Like, those guys are just different. The Portland Trailblazers. Chauncey Billups he should be in jail because he is a poker guy and he's with the mafia, which made me laugh so much when I first saw that. But they also are playing pretty well, and I've liked what I see from them. Shaedon Sharp, dude, I'm so happy. He's a Canadian. I'm so happy he's playing so well. I mean, he reminds me so much of a J.R. Smith type archetype player, which are super fun to watch. And yeah, man, the Phoenix Suns. And this team is kind of surprised me. I thought they would be absolutely a joke, but I guess not. I mean, Devin Booker is playing like Devin Booker again. He's not playing like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. But, and they also brought back the Valley jerseys, which are fire, dude. But yeah, this Suns team, good things from what I've seen, but like they could be a little bit worse than I thought they would. They're on a 4-game winning streak. The Timberwolves. Now, I think the record would be a little bit better if Anthony Edwards played more games, but obviously he got out with injury, then he came back, obviously. But like they've had a pretty tough schedule to start the year off. I mean, they played the Nuggets without Ant not playing, obviously. The Knicks, that's a tough game to play. They played the Lakers twice, which is really tough, obviously. You know, they played the Portland Trailblazers. That's a tough game to play. Like they've had a pretty tough schedule to start the season off, and they're still 6 in the West with a 7-4 record, which is honestly ridiculous. The Lakers are number 5 without LeBron James playing. Honestly, Luka Doncic is ridiculous. Austin Reeves is ridiculous. I just don't think that's a formula to win a championship, though. You have 2 guys that are averaging 30-plus points per game. That's not going to win you a championship. You need to be having a consistent offensive game plan around the role players for you guys to be pretty good. That's why I can't say the Lakers are they're by far the championships. And they just got their asses whipped by OKC. The Houston Rockets, probably one of the biggest thorns to OKC, honestly. Like, I honestly like Kevin Durant on this team. I really do. Alfred Şengün is so fun to watch. Like, he is way better than I thought he could be. Honestly, I saw some good things from him, obviously, than previous years, but he's way better. I mean, he's shooting the ball from three really well this season. Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. Um, yeah, man. Amin Thompson. Just get a jump shot, and you'll be probably the best quarterback, best point guard in the league. Too much NFL. The Spurs. Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the league. No, I'm kidding. He's not actually the best player in the league, but he's my favorite player in the league. Like, bro is so when he goes off, dude, he is so fun to watch. Like, bro, like there's a highlight of Wemby literally every game, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I looking at? Seriously, like, what are you supposed to do about that guy? He's just that great this season. Yeah, man. Wemby's fun to watch. The Spurs team is pretty fun to watch. Stephon Castle is such a good fit with him. Now, hopefully, Dylan Harper gets back quickly from injury. The Denver Nuggets. Surprisingly, quietly, the 9-2, second in the Western Conference. And I honestly said after the first game they're gonna win a championship. I'm not gonna lie. This team looks pretty good, obviously. But Cam Johnson needs to play a little bit better. I mean, he's a better defender than MPJ, obviously, but like just needs to play a little bit better. Aaron Gordon's ridiculous. The fact that he's able to transition from a dunker to a really good three-point shooter is scary. It's very scary. Jamal Murray, I mean, but we know what to expect from Jamal Murray. And Nikola Jokic is the best player in the league. Like, dude is still Nikola Jokic, regardless whether you like it or not. He's still Nikola Jokic. Like, you just can't ignore that. And finally, the number one team in the league, who are probably going to repeat as champions, unless if some major injury hurts them, the Oklahoma City Thunder. This team is still by far the best team in the league, and it's really not close. Yeah, I know the Nuggets have a 13.3 point differential, but OKC is 2.2 points higher than that. Like, this team is so dominant defensively still. They kept everyone pretty much on that end. And the offense has been even better than last year with obviously Chet Holmgren being involved, AJ Mitchell being involved. And they still have like 500,000 first round picks still. And that's without Jalen Williams also playing. Like, he hasn't played a game yet this season. They're 12-1. And they could have easily be undefeated if they didn't, lose a trap game to a divisional rival, which is the Portland Trailblazers, dude. But yeah, this OKC team is still the best team in the league, and it's really not close. They're probably going to win another championship. But, like, I'm looking at teams like Denver, San Antonio, and Houston to really put a thorn on these guys this season. But, like, OKC is still the best team in the league. I mean, they have Shea, who could go back-to-back for MVP. I'm not going to lie. This is literally the 2015-16 Warriors all over again. And I'm all for it, dude, because that's some nostalgia right there. But, yeah, man. That's going to be it for this video. I mean, we discussed about NBA. I mean, Nico Harrison is a weirdo. Luka Doncic is going ridiculous this season. And the current standings of the NBA and probably the OKC Thunder are going to repeat as champions. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned, and we are out.